Hello and welcome to another SMITE video. Now, the reason why I'm making this SMITE video is because last night I was playing ranked and all the 3 games I lost was because the hunter did not buy a fighting dagger. So let's just look at fighting dagger and the reasoning why you should be picking up fighting dagger versus every other item you could potentially pick. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be focusing on Cupid because why the hell not? So, fighting dagger. So, why is fighting dagger so good and why are people complaining about it and why are people running it? Let's take a look at fighting dagger. Now, fighting dagger starts with 15 power. It was changed in the 3.11 patch from 25. So, 15 power, which is about the same, if I remember correctly, as all the other starter items. But what you want to be looking at is the passive. Now, all basic attacks also hit enemies within a 15-foot radius of the target for 25% of damage to gods and 50% damage to minions and jungle camps. Okay. Put that into plain English, what that basically means is that your basic attacks are going to help you clear. Now that means that you don't have to use mana to clear, which means you can put a lot of lane pressure on, which means you can clear early. And by clearing early, that means your support can then rotate around the map and be a nuisance. Plus of what it means if you're more a late game hunter, you can farm a lot earlier, a lot safer, and you won't get outcleared and pushed under the tower. Then you go into golden bow, and golden bow gives you 50 physical power and 8% movement speed. The difference between that item and that item is about 980 gold, which is incredibly cheap. So 980 gold, you will get 8% movement speed. That's nothing to scoff at. And again, if you look at it, you will see the passive has also been changed as well. You know, you go from 50 to 75. So golden bow makes you clear even better. Looking at that, the first thing that goes through my mind is, well, that sounds amazing, and it is. It pretty much means that every hunter is viable, because it just helps with all of their clear. Hunters which are more late game, like Artemis, it means they can safely farm near the tower, they can clear the wave, and then they can do whatever they want. The other advantage as well is that you will outclear people that don't have golden bow or fighting dagger. I have played a lot of games in which I have literally outcleared people and pushed them to the tower at level 1 because I just have that item. I've seen people build Death Snarl, but unfortunately Death Snarl gives you the health, which is nice, and a little bit of sustain, but it doesn't help with like sustain properly. It just gives you health, it doesn't give you enough mana back. If Death Knell gave you more mana back and, I don't know, power on your abilities, then it would be worth it, but it really doesn't, compared to say Firing Dagger, which just outclears it. there's nothing else. At 15% like bonus damage versus 15 damage only, it's just, yeah. I really struggle to understand why people are not building Firing Dagger. I don't know. Now, the other choice that you can do as well, which is interesting, but unfortunately very risky and very slow, is the old Transcendent start, which is this. Now, you do get more for your gold, but you get half, you get double the power, if I remember correctly. 300 mana per second. The problem with that is you're very reliant on using your abilities to clear, and unfortunately hunters have abilities which have long cooldowns, which means you're going to have to basic attack and use your abilities to clear, which means you're more likely to back because the mana per second isn't high enough, and Firing Dagger still outclears you, and that's a very slow start, because if you start with Charge Morningstar, you still have to get 1,000 gold, or more than 1,000 gold to get to that, which means you get out farmed, which means you lose XP to the tower and gold, which means you can't start Transcendence, which means they pretty much push you to the tower and you lose lane, which means you can't get to Transcendence quickly enough for it to make a difference versus Golden Bow. So, to put it quite bluntly, you should be buying Golden Bow and Firing Dagger, because those are the best. They're the best. There's nothing about it. They're the most efficient, they're the best. They will outclear you, they'll outpush you if you don't. So yeah, Transcendence is nice and good on hunters, but unless you're playing against people that haven't built Firing Dagger, then you shouldn't be building Transcendence. It's simple as that. And the average person that's playing on console ranked at the moment has a vague idea what they're doing, apart from a couple. So you should be building it. Yeah, if you're not, then you're doing it wrong. Now, you can get away with it in casual conquest sometimes if people build Death Knell, but I don't know, I'd rather not risk it, because if you get to lane and they have Firing Dagger and you don't, then you're screwed. So, yeah. There's literally really no argument for it. For hunters that don't have any escape, then you really do need to get as safe clear as possible, so Scatty, Artemis, etc, 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 even B-Dude, AMC, but yeah, there's no contest. Some people have been complaining that Firing Dagger and Golden Bow is just too strong, overpowered. Honestly, the problem Hi-Rez has is they need to try and make all of these hunters viable, and they're trying to balance with items that are available for everyone, and they're also as well trying to balance together everything at the same time. In my opinion, there should be separate items for certain god archetypes, and then you balance it around that as well as balancing the gods. But Hi-Rez don't do that. They have the gods, they balance them individually, and then they balance the items on the lines of that. So there is that. Anyway, that's a little rant video about why you should be building Firing Dagger, and well, I'm fed up of losing games because my hunters are not building Firing Dagger and Golden Bow. The last 3 games I played last night that I lost was due to the fact that my hunters did not build Firing Dagger. We just did not have the lane pressure, and well, we lost the lane, and well, they got farmed up, they then pushed the towers, and then we lost. So yeah, if you're going to be playing ranked, please for the love of God build Firing Dagger. If you're going to be playing Conquest at all, please for the love of God build Firing Dagger. Maybe you can get away with it in casual Conquest if you're feeling fancy, but if you're playing against people that are building Firing Dagger, then you're going to lose lane, and well, you should learn how to play from behind, and if you don't, then you're going to die. Simple. Okay, hope you enjoyed the video. I was going to give some examples, but I honestly can't be bothered to film it. The best thing I can say is to go into a custom game with a friend and test it out for yourself, or test it out in jungle practice and just see which one clears better, and then do some real testing and go from there.